Are you ready? My name is Cameron McCullough of the Cherokee Nation, and my soul, spirit, and flesh, in the form of the Great Spirit, has come back to reclaim what is ours, what has been stolen from us, and to get us back, and to restore truth back to a land full of deception. What's going on, y'all? Uh, Master Teacher of Attraction, Cameron McCullough, back with another video. And I wanted to talk about in this video right here something that most people do not know. Okay. I wrote down a little bit here on this board. And then I got this dollar right here. I might not, but you can pull out any dollar bill. I want you to pay attention to what it is that I'm going to talk about in this video. And then I'm going to break down how forces outside of yourself craft how you think. Okay? So right here is a $1 bill. Okay? That's a $1 bill. This is not fake monopoly money, in this society, the United States, because the United States is connected to a trust. Where is it? Called In God We Trust. And if you don't believe that that's a trust, I'm going to go ahead and throw up the address. Even though it says corporation, you got to dodge the hijack. You can't form a corporation and say trust. And the business information to them. Okay, so they also have an EIN. It's registered with the IRS. Okay, In God We Trust. And also, when you're forming a trust, like many of us have done, that understand how and who runs this United States. Okay, because when I say United States, that is their society. Okay, and the proof is in the pudding. It is different from America. It is different from American. Okay, when you go back to back, America and American, you would spell American with a KH, like the Khans off of Mortal Kombat or something. All right, but pretty much that's how you would spell it. Okay, so American. Here, I can even American. That's what I'm talking about. And that was before the European settlers, or what some people would say the white man, even though, there's no true white man, there's no true black man. There's only different shades. But I got to say this. Let me go ahead and flip this dollar. And Pimp God was also going in depth about some of this stuff too as well. You see that person right there? That's George Washington. Do you see what else I was talking about? The United States of America. Okay? They know who the American copper colored person is. Okay? They know who we are. Okay? And y'all can go watch Pimp God video too. But pretty much when you start to come out of your basis of religion, such a, let me get this thing fucking. When you start to come out of your basis of religion, such as Christianity, Muslim, Hinduism, Buddhism, and things like that, that forms your basis. So you're not coming into this world as someone agnostic, and then you're brought up that way, and then you have no basis of what the outside forces that you can't see with your two physical eyes. Okay, but it can also hinder you, because you can also start to cap off your spiritual antennas, because it's not in the Bible, because it's not in the Quran. All right, so when that word God on here, that means generator, operator, and destroyer. Okay. Another acronym is for man. Okay. And y'all can go over on Pimp God channel and he'll break it down too. But man is master all nature. Okay. That's all nature, not some nature, all nature. So that's why knowledge is so important when it comes to a man. And that innate need to seek it out is in all of us. It can be hampered, it can be dampered by this democracy right here. And that's why I'm breaking it down. Okay? And this is why they tried to split up the quote-unquote black family and the black community as far as the genders are concerned, the male and the female, the black man and the black female. Okay, this is why back in the 1960s they tried to get the American Indians, okay, that was even on census records back from the 1800s. You'll see some of your ancestors, and I even have that information. I got a book you can read. If you don't believe me, you can do your own research. But you can get a book like this. Okay, this one is by Dane Calloway. Alright. So y'all start reading and stop watching all these TikTok videos, because if you keep doing that, that's gonna mess up your brain and that's gonna mess with your pockets. Alright. So our ancestors was considered American Indians, because let's go back to this dude. This 33 member right here, George Washington, was a part of that, and he was also an indentured servant, okay, which is what they don't tell you. So what y'all have to understand is he knows who we are. He knows who the American copper-colored Indian is. Okay? Now me, I'm a Cherokee Indian. And I'm not saying because somebody told me and I ran away with it. I'm doing the research and the knowledge and actual stuff we can see. Okay? Something that can be proven is what I'm saying I am. Okay? Just like you could be Iroquois. You could be Seminole. Just like what Cameron Samuels is, but he don't want to say it. Shots fired, anyone? Tom Ford, anyone? Okay. You could be Choctaw. But what the government wants you to know is that you came from somewhere else. So they can deport your ass right back out of the United States of America. Notice how they don't say America. Okay? They have to put it in front of your face. When these We 33 degree members they have to put it in front of your face. Okay, that's one of the rules. Alright, so now that we know In God We Trust is not talking about the God that is true, generator, operator, destroyer, okay, which is pretty much the American copper-colored man, because that's where life for the human race started. Okay, I'm not saying for all life, I'm saying for the human race. Okay, because we didn't come out of them, and they even agree out of that too. Okay, and then the black woman procreates that life. Okay, they would call themselves black, but they're the American copper-colored women. Okay, original. All right, so what they want and what they started trying to do in the 1960s, when that Carmichael dude, he started trying to infiltrate Martin Luther King with Black Panthers and Black Power. He started converting our people from American Indian or Black Indian to straight up black. And even when you look at the census records from doing your own research on your genealogical records, you'll see that the people are listed after the 1960s as black. Okay, but we was not called black. Okay, in actuality, they're the black people, because black is the absence of color, which is pretty much what they referring to is this, and this is how they spell black. And you can research this. Okay, that's how they spelled it. All right. So, and the other thing is too, when people call themselves African American, there's white people, what they would call white people, just like how they call black people black, when, you know, we're all different shades of the color brown, pretty much, unless you're albino. There's quote unquote white people that are in Africa, and they are born in Africa. Okay, so make it make sense. Okay, so they started introducing that stuff. They started this government, okay, the guy that they started converting the American copper-colored woman over to this God, okay, their God. Okay, understand that this is not the God that has your back. Understand that this is not the God that loves you, okay, and operates off of love. Understand that this is not the God that will tell you to roll up your sleeve and take a vaccine or whatever. Okay, take this medication, take this prescription, and it will give you back your health. Okay, what you got to understand is that when they came over here, okay, to America, okay, when they came over here, all right, in the history books, they said that we got wiped out by diseases that they brought over. How did they bring the diseases? It's pretty much the same way that they're doing here. When they came over here, and wherever they go, they bring things that poison the Aboriginal people of that land, just like what they did in Australia. Okay, and I put that video up on this channel too as well. But they come over there with things to poison the Aboriginals there. And then they say, oh, the diseases wiped them all out. And then what they tried to do in America is they tried to erase the American Aboriginal copper-colored people and say that Native Americans was here. Okay? But one thing we can agree on is when they said the Native American, when it came and encountered the European settler, they said that the white man speaks with a forked tongue. Okay, so he speaks in half truth. And this is why I have this right here. Okay, so in the 1960s, that's pretty much when they started trying to throw out government programs to start taking the trust out of the American copper-colored woman, out of the American copper-colored man. All right, they started creating deception and lies, and started trying to coerce the women over to this god over here. Okay, and aka White Zaddy. All right, so that's what they was doing. So when they had children, had babies out of wedlock and all this, just having random babies, not taking care of them for money, and then put them in on reservations, aka projects, aka the south side of Chicago. When they put them in little places like that, and they give them reduced rent, they give them free food off of link cards and all that, they start to make the American copper-colored woman feel like they don't need their other half. Okay, and that's how they started creating that division. And what you got to understand is that's how they created it. Okay, and they've been doing this for a long time. All right, trying to create this division. And it's not just between the genders, it's also between what we call ourselves. Okay, they got some people, because they teach everybody that we came from Africa, but when you actually look at your own stuff, you see that you was already here. Okay, so they called it another lie. All right, so what you got to understand as well, now that we're breaking this whole dollar down, I want you to also look at this too. Let me get this right. You see how they got pyramids on here? That's because the pyramids was already in America. Okay, and then they started doing that over in Africa too. They say that we came from Africa over here, and the pyramids was over there first. But we was already building those pyramids here in the form of mounds, and then went over to Africa, was taking over there to Africa, and started doing that over there as well. Okay, so they also have this eye. I'm gonna try to get the focus. But you see it? You see that third eye right there? Okay. So you see the games that they playing. And that's what I mean. They got to put it out there for you to see it before they do it. All right. So let's break down democracy, because that's what they're talking about when they're talking about their God. Okay, so democracy. Okay, they say it's supposed to be the people are in rule of the United States of America. Okay, just like they got on their dollar. Okay, and now that we know that America and the United States are two separate things, America is the actual land. The United States is the actual corporation. So they're saying they're the corporation over the land. All right. Then with democracy, they're saying it's supposed to be the people are in rule of the United States government of America, the land. So let's break this down. Okay. Because basically this is English right here. English is not the best language. It's a whole bunch of spells and language, just like with that word black and what you refer to as black. Even like you can see my skin color and that color, that marker that is black, and we don't match, but people will call me black. Okay, and then I gotta correct them. All right, so that's the hijack. You gotta start dodging the hijack. All right, so Cressy in Greek, pretty much that's where these words go back to, and you can look this up in the 18-something dictionary, okay, for the etymology behind these words. But it basically brings you back to the base, pure meaning of these words. Because as time goes on, they like to change it and created for their benefit. Okay, just like how they created this word democracy for having us think that the people are in rule of the United States of America, the land, when it's not. Okay, so crassy in Greek means in rule of. Okay, so that's the truth. Now, just like what they call the Native Americans, say they speak with a forked tongue, they speak in half truths. This is the half truth right here. Okay, this part is true. But when you go over here, demo, the English word, demos, the Greek word, which the demo originated from. Demos is the Greek, okay? Demos, and you can look this up. I'll probably throw it up here too. Is the god of terror and dread, okay? So what does that mean? The god of terror and dread is in rule of the United States of America, okay? And they operate off of "In God We Trust." Okay. Do you see what I'm saying? All right. And they make you guys worship this for the love of money and everything. And that's why in the Bible it says you don't want to, live and, operate your whole life off the love of money. Okay. The whole thing is this is the way they got it running in this society right now. So just get enough, but don't make this like your whole life, like you'll be willing to put anything into your body for this. Okay, that's what I'm saying. To the point where you're detrimenting not only yourself but your future generations. Okay, so hopefully that breaks us down. And when you guys are running into issues, specifically with some of our women, okay, y'all see my skin color, y'all know how I look and everything. What y'all gotta remember is a lot of our people was hijacked, and our minds was hijacked, and those ideologies have been passed down generation to generation, and that's what's messing up our people. Okay, because they're not in control of their own mind. Okay, so if you come across a quote unquote a black woman that has this weird spirit energy on her that sounds similar to what I'm talking about right here, and it seems like this is her God, this is what she worships, because she's always talking about getting to the bag, but she don't know the true definition is wealth is accumulating assets into a particular type of trust and passing that on to your future generations. But she won't have that ability to do so because she was so focused on the bag, and her mind was hijacked because she wasn't following the right type of God that these people try to confuse them about. Okay, George Washington, we 33 know who we are. Okay, he know who we are, and anybody along the lines of being affiliated with them knows who we are. Okay, so if you coming across people, specifically, people even using that word and calling yourself black, a black man, a black woman, means that your mind is, under a spell, because it's not in line with the truth. Okay. I just want to make sure I broke down all of that so you guys understand what's going on. And this affects a lot of, especially American copper colored women. Okay, because they so busy getting the bag, they don't care about family no more. And this isn't all of them, but it's a large percentage that pass down those type of ideologies, not caring about family, work for yourself, try to outdo try to outdo the man, you know what I'm saying? Passing down those ideologies of failure and unsuccess. So it keeps continuing, okay, because of the God that they worship. All right. So just understand at the end of the day, just know that, especially you as American copper color man, you have a special connection, okay, with the greater God, the Most High, okay, the Great Spirit. All right. You have a special connection as being, you know, a lesser God, but having that same spirit on you. So if you come across, you know, even if it's your own race of woman that give you this type of energy when you go to the bank and, you know, you about to pull out some money out and she giving you a little stank eye, but as soon as somebody perceived as being white coming there, she's smiling and grinning side to side in front of her teeth. She give a certain respect to them and then don't give no respect to you, then, you know, that it is what it is. Don't frown upon that. Just don't focus on them, because every person is not like that. It's on both sides. It's some American copper colored men that have that same spirit and energy on them, okay? Because y'all gotta remember, that's their goal. That's their goal. That's what's ruling their mind. It's not them per se, but this is what's ruling their mind. So if you see it as, you know, you cannot heal them, you can't help them, then you're just going to leave them alone, because this energy that they possess and the spirit that they possess has a way of slithering. Just like they said, they speak with a forked tongue. Okay? And hopefully now you know about this. And you know, this is why they try to sell you health. They don't try to teach you about the immune system. They try to say, you know, this is false information if it has nothing to do with their God. Okay? You know, that's what they do, but they showing you guys, just like Pam God said, we're moving out of the age of deception, age of Pisces, into the age of knowing, okay, which is the age of Aquarius. So that's why things like, even with me, and I be sharing this stuff with you guys, I found out about this and I thought I was from Africa. I found out I was, you know, Cherokee, okay? And, you know, that's beneficial not only to me, but my family. Because, you know, they took a lot of people's land because of what they did back then. Land acts and all that stuff. When the immigrants was coming over, and then they gave our land to the immigrants through foreclosure, through the banks, okay? And a lot of the ancestors still have land deeds. So, you know, you could be sitting on something that could benefit you and your family from a financial standpoint, but because you under this spell from their God, that's why you probably living in poverty, or you're not privy to any of the information that I be doing. Like, I got this is business stuff right here, but this is for business. It's not nothing up here talking about some TikTok or anything. But yeah, I think they went ahead and shut me off, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. It seems like I talked enough. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening.